Okay, so according to what we have seen from Christiane's presentation, I can say that in Slovenia we are still back in year 2017. We have like one or two joint PV installations in Slovenia. We have very few municipal-driven communities and practically no real renewable energy community. So despite several obstacles, the most important is that the current legislation in Slovenia is incomplete, and this creates some uncertainties for projects regarding ownership, regarding profit sharing, regarding taxation. And then we have some grid limitations. This year, end of December, we are ending this net metering period, and this system allowed us for annual energy accounting. And with end of this net metering scheme, there are some uncertainty about projects in the next year. Moreover, I can say that we have some bigger issues with grid limitations, because there are very high rejections of new applications for these solar installations. More than 50% of all applications were denied by distribution companies. Then we have some initial financing, and securing this funding also remains a challenge in Slovenia. Previously, EcoFund provides subsidies for some solar installations, but now this has shifted to Borzen, or electricity market operator. And historically, all municipalities were excluded from most funding programs in Slovenia, but in some recent calls, the proposals required also them to form a consortium to meet the minimum criteria of installing at least 1 megawatt of total solar capacity on the public roofs. And in this consortium, several municipalities across Slovenia also work together to prepare documentation for tenders and to achieve this minimum criteria. As a result, only in Maribor here alone, over 300 kilowatts of solar capacity is being installed, and all these projects needs to be finished until end of this year. So then, let's say administration and management within energy communities can also often lack of financial technical complexities, and then we have also cooperation and communication problems. This also requires trust and clear leadership from municipalities or from energy agencies. So municipalities in Slovenia are the heart of energy community development, playing a variety of critical roles. One is strategic planning, so like local energy concepts to identify areas for renewable energy projects and to set clear priorities. Then we have facilitators. Municipality serves as a bridges between stakeholders, fostering collaboration among residents, businesses, and technical experts. Then we have next resource providers. Municipalities, by offering access to public land or buildings, they reduce costs and simplify projects implementation. Municipalities also act as policy enforcers. They adapt and enforce national renewable energy policies to local contexts. Municipalities also provide and seed funding and attract external investment by reducing financial risks. And they also educate, motivate communities to actively participate in different energy initiatives. So as you can see from this slide, we see in three different key models of energy systems that illustrate the importance of municipalities. Slovenia currently has seen a remarkable rise in this individual self-sufficiency. We have, by end of May 2024, we had like 51,000 of PV installations on the household roofs, and this is approximately 6% of all households in Slovenia. Projections suggest that this could grow up to 70,000 installations by end of this year. Currently, we have around of 1.5 gigawatts of installed solar power plants in Slovenia. And by our national energy and climate plan, we need to have around 3.5 gigawatts of installed solar power plants. And this goal is practically very realistic and completely achievable. About this self-shared sufficiency in multi-unit buildings, I said that we have only 1 or 2 joint PV installations. One of the best known is the solar power plant in Jesenice, where residents of 23 apartments built their first system in Slovenia back in the year 2019. One of the biggest issue in this form is to getting approval from all residents, especially in apartment buildings. You need the majority of owners to agree, which can take a long time and be difficult, especially when people have different opinions and priorities. And then the third form, energy communities. Given this growing number of all installation solar, we can expect that there will be a lot of surplus of energy in the following years, and we have a substantial potential for real true communities. So I will explain now some examples. This first example of good community in self-sufficiency in Slovenia in apartment building in Jesenice began operating back in year 2019. Is located on a residential block with 23 apartments. Total installation was around 37 kilowatts. 15 kilowatts of power is used for common areas and heating station. Remaining 22 kilowatts serves for the apartments. This plant generates 37,000 kilowatt hours of electricity, and this project brings annual savings of around 4,500 euros. The initial investment was around 36,000 euros, and this investment will be paid off in 8 years. So Geni is energy provider, and the company behind this project who financed all the installation and allowing all the residents to repay through savings. And after 8 years, all the residents will have practically free electricity for remaining 22 years. Then we have first Slovenian self-supply community project, also on a public building in Budanje in Slovenia, located on the roof of primary school. This project was also developed through a collaboration between energy provider Geni, municipality of Ajdovščina, and residents. So PV plant has a capacity of 56 kilowatts, produces 58,000 kilowatt hours of electricity. 7 residential homes are connected, but according to all these projects, they are connected to the same transformer station, and according to old energy law. Of course, savings will be for each household approximately 100 euros on electricity bill for each year. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, but actually now I have basically 2 questions. One would be directly asking you and also Christiane, because you mentioned that this energy provider Gen-E is involved in this energy community. So as we've heard before, I think Christiane, according to the directive, this would not be the, let's say, what really was meant for the renewable energy communities, right?
Yes, I agree. But according to current legislation, there is only possible to sign a contract with energy provider. Without energy provider, you cannot have an energy community.
Yeah, those are the realities. So yes, of course, the optimum would be. And the second would be knowing that Christiane needs to leave very soon. Maybe, Tomaž, is it okay if we shortly interrupt the presentation? We make a group photo, and then you resume?
Yes, no problem.
Maybe I can comment still on the other issue. Clearly, Tomaž is aware of that. That is, let's say, one of the existing barriers of the traditional energy actors trying to remain in the game. And they can have a role. We see some of our electricity retailers financing installations. Why not? But not as a dominating factor in the real energy community.
All right. Yeah. Well, of course, it needs to develop, and main thing is that, let's say, energy communities are on the way.
Perfect. Okay. So let's continue with the first solar energy cooperative in Koper. This is an excellent example of a community-driven solar project in Slovenia, but with total installation of 190 kilowatts, producing 200 megawatts of electricity annually. PV was installed on the community hall and the branch school in St. Anton. This cooperative was established between a municipality with two private individuals, with also the hope of attracting some additional partners and investors over the time. But the model is highly accessible. For every 200 euros invested, the cooperative leases 1 kilowatt of installed power to participants. And this setup allows residents and local stakeholders to directly benefit from the energy produced. So the project was made possible through a 170,000 euros investment. Electricity costs are highly competitive. Average price of 85 euros per megawatt hour during the first 15 years and dropping to 30 euros per megawatt hour thereafter. So the school invested 10,000 euros, will save around 125,000 euros over the next 25 years, while meeting its 50% of energy needs. So this project demonstrates how these shared systems can work, but they are all limited to the same transform station in Slovenia, and all metering points needs to be with maximum capacity of 43 kilowatt of power, meaning yes. So in the next two slides, I will show you the next cooperative, Zeleni Hrasting. This is also an example where not only a municipality and residents, but also some companies are connected. The total investment in this example was around 270,000 euros, and investment was financed through three main sources. Around 16% from cooperative members, 20% from grants, and 63% from bank loan. In this example, shares and this cooperative are allocated based on the electricity needs of each member. So for every 1 kilowatt power of solar power, members contribute 150 euros. Meaning that if you want to secure 5 kilowatts of power of PV plant, you need to pay 750 euros. As I mentioned before, you are limited to the same transformer station, which must not exceed, metering point must not exceed 43 kilowatts, and that is the maximum fuse size is 63 amperes. And this ensures compliance with our current regulatory framework. And we have the last example from a city of Ljubljana. Ljubljana, our capital city, is leading the way in this renewable energy with the green energy and on the surfaces and facilities project. This initiative includes installing 51 solar powered plants on the rooftops of public buildings such as schools, kindergartens, healthcare centers, cultural facilities. Complete total installation was of around 5 megawatts, producing 5,200 megawatts hours of electricity every year. And this project is public-private partnership between 3 companies, between municipality and 3 companies, energy companies, and public district heating company from Ljubljana, Energetika. Initial investment was around 5 million euros. And all these solar power plants will be operated under a 17 years concession. So this project also uses a net billing system where all surplus energy generating during the month is sold back to the grid at the set rate. So this system helps to offset the electricity cost for the city of Ljubljana, but does not allow unused energy to be carried toward next and future months. So this is an example from Ljubljana, but currently in Maribor we are working on a pilot project we called it energy community, a real energy community for weekends, because as I mentioned, the current legislation in Slovenia is still incomplete. We are not allowed to establish a renewable energy community without concluding contracts with the energy supplier and with, let's say, agreed prices exclusively within this energy community. But now we are establishing the first fully operational energy community connecting business zone Tezno. This is home to over 200 businesses, currently operating around 5 megawatts of total installed solar capacity, with also potential to expand to 12 megawatts. All these businesses in the zone consume around 90% of energy produced, but the remaining 10% of energy is surplus during the weekends, and this energy can be transformed to hospital. And in the next coming weeks, we will take the first steps to establish this energy community. We will submit a connection, we will submit application to our original DSO with all necessary details about PV installations, and then we will also DSO will play this critical role in this example to prepare the operational rules for this community, including energy accounting, billing procedures, and all management process. So this is a short description from my side. Thank you.